Doing good.
Any questions?
James, that combo on the right side between Anthony and Nolan, obviously the first time playing alongside each other for the first 3 games. Where do you think progress was made there and maybe coming out the other side of this bye week?
Yeah, just building chemistry between those guys. Obviously, the beginning of the season, that was new. It's not new anymore. They're a veteran group, and we got to approach it as such. Donka's obviously gotten a ton of work at guard, but those two working together, I think just the communication, the footwork, all of it. I think they're in a better place. I think Rucci also is getting back to playing how he was at the end of last season, which was at a really, really high level. So I think we're in a much better place.
Coach, last year with Andy Kotelnicki's offense, we saw a lot of unique play calling, a lot of moving parts. And this year it seems as though the offense has been, through the first 3 games, a lot more simple. Can fans expect to see, particularly this Saturday, a more expansive offense with a lot more moving parts that we've seen in years past?
Yeah, it's a good question, but obviously sometimes you guys ask me questions that really don't make sense for me to answer based on our opponent will be watching everything we say just like I do for them. So it's a really good question, but it's not in our best interest to answer that question, if that makes sense.
James, you talked about the ticket requests and everything that you have to deal with in a week like this. How do the players handle that? Do you have to say something specific to them, or are they just used to dealing with it? How do they go about that?
Yeah, so that's a lot of the stuff that we talk about during training camp and early in the season. That has to be part of their routine. I have a parents meeting. I talk to them about it. We have a parents meeting, when we have family picture day in the stadium, team photo day. I talk to the parents about it as well. Everything we try to do is try to create a routine and also to try to find ways to eliminate distractions. That's one of them. So by this week, I'm not saying people aren't going to hit them up, but they should all have a routine about how their tickets are handled. And as you can imagine, there's not a whole lot of tickets available. Who's been getting their tickets the first 3 or 4 games is getting their tickets in this game. So for me to say it's not a problem, there's probably a few guys that it is a problem for, but this is something we've talked about a great deal about terms of your process and eliminating distractions. That's one of them.
James, how have you seen Drew grow from a mental standpoint when it comes to handling these kind of weeks and these kind of games since his first year started?
Yeah, I think really good. We've talked about before. I think you can prepare all you want to be the quarterback at Penn State, and I'm not undervaluing, if that's the right term, of the preparation that they need to do to become the starting quarterback at Penn State. But the reality is there's an aspect that until you're actually back there and dealing with everything that comes with it, it's hard to totally prepare for that. Kind of like being a head coach. You can prepare and create all the manuals you want until you're actually sitting in that chair. It's different. So he has gotten better with all those things every single year. He's always lived the position. He's grown a lot. He shared some stories with the team about maybe his freshman year being on social media, and he's not on social media anymore. Like all that stuff, it's a distraction, and it's not needed. So they understand the opportunity that we have this week. We've had 3 of these now, and this is 4th, and obviously it's a little bit different based on how everybody talks about this game. And all the people that will be in town, and all the attention that this game is getting nationally. But I think our guys, for the most part, they recognize what this is, but it's been business as usual.
Coach, you emphasized on Monday about the need for a fast start on both offense and defense against Oregon. How have you guys trained this week specifically for that kind of scenario?
Yeah, not different than what we have in the past. We've talked about it and make sure everybody understands that's a big part of this game. And then we always start practice. I think you guys know, we'll always start practice with some type of individual competition, whether it's one-on-one routes, whether it's one-on-one pass rush, whether it's angle tackle drill. And then we do some type of good-on-good period, whether it's 2-minute, third down, red zone, whatever it may be, good-on-good. So we're getting that speed work and that competition right from the beginning of practice. So that's something that we always do, but we get better at it as the year goes on, as you can imagine.
James, what's so special about the whiteout environment here?
Yeah, have you been?
Not yet. No.
Oh, good. It'll be awesome for you. First of all, a normal game in Beaver Stadium is special, right? We are blessed and fortunate and do not take for granted that we, on a consistent basis, will get about 106,000 fans here. That number can go up a little bit, can go down a little bit, but we get great support week in and week out, and some programs would die to have 60,000, and we're obviously way above that. And then, the whiteout, like a lot of things, whether it's homecoming at a certain campus or whatever it may be, there's unique games, and this is something that was started, I think, about 20 years ago, if I'm right there, Chris, and it has taken off. And obviously there's a lot of factors that go into it. I know Fox tried to argue that a 12 o'clock whiteout was the same as a 7 o'clock whiteout. I think people would disagree with that. So there's been factors that have impacted it a little bit, but when you're able to get a night game against an opponent like we do with the sky, the black sky and the white uniforms and the white crowd and the contrast of the dark uniforms, and just the anticipation and the build up, the students sleeping outside the stadium all week. It's just turned into a special event, and not just in football, really in sports. If you're a sports fan, this is like a bucket list thing that you need to attend, and obviously it has huge impact on all the restaurants and hotels and bars and community. It's a pretty hot ticket.
Coach, a guy like Luke Reynolds, just a sophomore, has shown some major flashes throughout these first 3 games. How does his performance change the way that you implement him into your offense?
Yeah, I would say we expected and anticipated Luke to play this way. He showed flashes of it last year. This spring, he did a great job. This summer camp, he did a great job. I think everybody felt like he's a guy that has a chance to be a special player for us in the tight end room. Also, obviously, Khalil Dinkins and Rapp as well. But Luke has shown to be a guy that's going to make plays in critical moments. He's a contested catch guy. He's also a yak guy. So, coaches love guys that can take, the scheme or the route or the ball location got you, 10 yards. Okay, now what can you do with it? Can you get 16? Can you get 20? Can you break tackles? Can you make people miss? Those types of things. So he's one of those type of guys, and obviously he's put himself in a position that he not only does he get attention from the teams we play, but he gets attention from the coaching staff in terms of how we build the game plans.
Hey, James.
You've talked about these top 10 matchups in the past and then coming down to 1 or 2 plays. Does this one have that same kind of feeling to you, and what's the difference maker there?
Yeah, I think all these type of games come down to 4 to 6 plays on offense, 4 to 6 plays on defense. A special teams play. Usually going to come down to a touchdown, a 1-score type game, 1-possession type game. I think it's going to be similar when you have 2 programs that have had the type of success that we've both had over the last couple of years. The way the programs are built, the way the programs are supported, the level of support that we get from the community and the stadiums, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I expect this to be a 4-quarter battle that's going to come down to the end of the game. And I like how we're preparing to handle the moment.
Hey, James, you emphasized the fast start. How much of it is about not just controlling the game from a point perspective, but also whether it's weathering the opening salvo of adjustments from the other team on offense, or whatever you have for this particular week for that opponent, making sure those things you have for this game work in their opening salvo? Yeah,
I think that's a really good way to describe it. It's also typically your best stuff, right? Like, you come up with your game plan, and then you've taken your time in preparation to say, okay, what are our 12 best plays, or what are our best play by down and distance situation, or field zone, and that's what you're calling. There's also an aspect where people will take the philosophy they're going to try to get into all their formations, so that we can see, are they defending the formations the way we expected them to defend them, and they're doing the same, on the other side of the ball. So it's a kind of a fine line and a balance between attacking with all your best stuff that you've had a week to get ready for, and it's also, are they playing how we expected them to play? And sometimes they're gonna throw things out there as tendency breakers to make you second guess, but then usually most people, after they do that, they go right back to what they do best, right? So there's that little bit of a feeling out period to start the game, but I think everybody's at their best when you're in attack mode.
Thanks, Coach.
For us, or Kincaid wants me to shut up. For us, I think for both sides of the ball, third down is going to play a big part of that, right? If our defense can get off the field on third down, it impacts the rhythm that their offense can get into. And the same thing for us. When you talk about being creative, you may have a bunch of cool plays, but if you don't stay on the field, every time you get a first down, that's 3 more plays, obviously. But it's also a possibility for 3 more touches for your playmakers. So when after the game, when you guys are saying, well, how come this guy didn't touch the ball or not, or how come this guy did touch the ball, or whatever it is, that's part of it as well. Getting in a rhythm so you can call all your cool stuff, but also just more opportunities by creating, first downs.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.